pipe bomb on WWE. But yeah, dude, I can't wait for that match. Can't wait for a good weekend of wrestling. And that's all I got for Rex.
Very nice, man. Are you aware? Well, I can't say this 100%, but I've been seeing merchandise that Universal Studios is unveiling for the Halloween Horror Nights coming up.
Yeah,
which should be starting soon. Now that we're in September, I think they start like mid-September. And it looks like they're gonna have some kind of black phone maze.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They keep you. I've seen images of Ethan Hawke and his mask, like within the shirts and merchandise that you can buy for that event, which usually means he's with Mikey and all of them. Everyone else on the shirt, I know for a fact, has a maze, so I'm gonna assume that black phone will have one. And I mean, it's a fresh movie, and it would be a huge misfire to not, do that right now.
Yeah, I think. Maybe that's part of I think Blumhouse is doing the Terror Train. That's coming back, and I think Nope is part of it. Or
oh yeah, Nope. They have the ranch on Universal Studios.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's open during the day too, where you can walk through, and they have a bunch of actors and stuff. It's really cool. I don't know if you stayed for the credits when you went to watch Nope. There is nothing after, but there is a card plugging that the ranch is going to be open at Universal Studios for a while.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Also, for my Rex, I wanted to throw out a video game collection that we both got recently. It just dropped on the 30th. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection, which is every retro game that's ever been put out into the world, all rolled into one. Yeah, I think it's available on all the big platforms. I think we both kind of played through a little bit of it, and it feels really good. The mechanics are great, and I just love that I finally own all these games that I adored as a kid, and I can play them anytime that I want. This is pretty.
Yeah, dude, they did an awesome job putting all the stuff together, and the menus and the different things you can do for the game. You can like turn on like hard mode and turn on like the no saves and different filters and widescreen, full screen with the borders. It's dope. They put a lot of time and effort into it, and it's for Turtles fans. It's a must have.
You can pick it up now wherever they sell video games for just $40. So it's a steal.
Yes,
for sure. In a movie recommendation, I wanted to throw out a kind of a hybrid from the mind of Alex Garland, science fiction horror Annihilation.
Yeah.
Starring Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac, Gina Rodriguez, Tessa Thompson, and Benedict Wong. This movie is fucking out of its mind in the best possible way. I feel like it really didn't get the traction that it deserved, because it's probably so out there, but if you liked Ex Machina and stuff of that nature, you're going to love this if you haven't already seen it. I just picked it up digitally off Apple for $5.
Oh, shit.
To own it. It was on sale. Picked that up. I picked up, I'll throw this out too, since Clerks 3 is around the corner of coming out. I just bought Clerks 2. I've had the first one for years and never bought the second one for some reason, but I do love it. I think it's great. Dialogue is insane, as it always is with Kevin Smith movies. But yeah, so check out Annihilation, Clerks 2, and pretty excited for Clerks 3 coming around the corner. A good buddy of mine got us tickets to go watch Clerks 3 with Kevin Smith in attendance.
Hell yeah, that's dope, dude. Where is that, down in San Diego?
Yeah, it's in San Diego at the Balboa Theater in downtown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for the movie focus of the week.
We're talking about Your Next. It's rated R. It's from 2013. It runs at a very smooth 1 hour and 35 minutes, and it's got a 79 on Rotten. Written by Simon Barrett and directed and edited by Adam Wingard, starring Sharni Vincent, Nicholas Tucci, AJ Bowen, Barbara Crampton, Rob Morin, Wendy Glenn, and John Swanberg. This close-range home invasion film follows a family reunion that is quickly sent into chaos after a group of unknown masked men suddenly attack the house and those inside. It is quite obvious that Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett have a love for home invasion flicks, as Your Next is a slick take, no prisoners exercise in the subgenre, wasting little time in setting up our family and the outsider rather quickly. The kills are plenty and the humor is dark, moving us along to the twists, which, although simplistic, do feel clever and fun. I'd bet money that the Radio Silence team were inspired by this film while making the slightly higher budgeted Ready or Not. Shot in Columbia, Missouri, with a period of 4 weeks in 2011, with a budget of just $1 million, the film managed to gross just under $27 million, making it hugely profitable and undoubtedly setting him, Wingard, on track to make The Guest, Blair Witch, and Death Note. Or his version of Death Note, I should say. Overall, Your Next touches on greed and the power of old money, with most of our characters beyond the innocent though deadly Aaron being hugely unlikable. It's safe to say it's not hard to watch the family's plan fail miserably. The attention to sound design and the score flow incredibly well with the practical effects at hand. 3 out of 5 axis. Watch it now on Peacock Premium. Thank you.
Bravo, bravo.
Did you see this in the theater, and what, do you have a connection with this film?
I did see it in the theater. Dude, it's been, I think it had only been maybe that time and once or I think one other time seeing it. But yeah, dude, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, yeah, I have to go fucking see this. This looks awesome. Home invasions are fucking scary as shit. It's something that kind of scares the shit out of me. And yeah, dude, I love it. And we watched it again maybe a couple hours ago, and it still holds up very well. And if you love Adam Wingard and anything he's done, if you haven't seen this, you'll love this. Shout out Godzilla vs. Kong. And I think you touched on it, but the sound and the score, dude, is fucking perfect. Like, it adds so much to the movie.
Yeah, I feel like if they had been lacking on that, it might have not translated as well, but because they hyper focus on the sound and the way that the movie's shot, completely handheld and mostly indoors, it feels very claustrophobic, and so you can buy that the sound is so enhanced, and then the music cues, it just feels so authentic in a throwback, you know what I mean? Like an old school kind of late 80s slasher, but done like highly stylized and I guess not shitty for the most part. But yeah, I feel like even the cheesiness of the movie is very much, feels intentional.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion, because there's like certain things that happen or things that are said, dialogue and whatnot, that is like very like, you're just like, what the fuck? But I feel like that is like the filmmakers being cynical and fucking with us as consumers on purpose. So I feel like it's a fun movie, man. And I agree with you. Watching it recently, obviously for the show and research and stuff, it just does a whole hell of a lot with a little, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And it's crazy that you said the budget was $1 million.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Like, not a million years you think that movie was made for $1 million. It looks more expensive. It's super, like you said, it kind of is like a throwback to those 80s, slashers, but it's done 10 times more better and way more polished.
Yes.
And you can definitely tell that because he did VHS too, right? The first one.
Well,
was
those movies are hard to, because they're collective. So it's like everybody's doing their own shorts.
Their own.
Yeah. So he did a short in a couple of the VHS flicks, and then he did a segment in ABCs of Death. I don't know if you're aware of that or have seen that. Yeah. So he's been around, or I should say Adam Wingard's been around for a while. But this, You're Next, was his very first solo directorial debut, which I feel like, that being said, he hit it out of the park.
Oh yeah, dude. What about you? Do you have any? Did you see it in theaters?
This is one of those. You always have those movies that you really want to watch, and then they slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
And that was, unfortunately for me, one of them. So I watched this later through streaming. I believe I rented it after when it dropped, and I fell in love with it. The biggest, and I don't know if this is cliche saying this or anything, but the most iconic thing that I think the movie has is their vision to use the killer, or have the killers wear different masks. In this case, pale, kind of animal sculpted masks that are they're not full head masks. They look like that's like the kind of standard classic vacuform style, Halloween style mask. But it really works for not only aesthetically with when you're looking at it, that the guys look fucking scary, but the fact that they're in this rural area, countryside, no neighbors around, just kind of feel like when they do like the wide shots of certain family members like getting there, you just have this sense of nothingness and nobody around. So it's the perfect kind of setup for who these men essentially seem like. They're like mercenaries that have been hired, by whoever. I won't get into that until a little later maybe, but these mercenaries that have been hired to kill everyone essentially. And I just really love the masks that they chose, and I feel like that's the most iconic takeaway, other than Erin or what's her name, Sharni. Sharni's very iconic with her twist, but as far as the killers go, I really loved, and I keep saying this, but the masks.
Kind of going back to like Horror Nights. Has Horror Nights done anything with them? I wonder. I feel like I've seen like or maybe it was the Purge.
Yeah, they do stuff with Purge all the time, and I'm so over it, man.
But this would be a good concept as well for a maze.
Yeah, it is Lionsgate, so I'm not sure. I know they do tend to do certain movies that aren't Universal sometimes. Mazes, they'll get the rights, so it's probably maybe just a rights issue. But yeah, I agree with you 100% that they should do a maze for this. If not, now, then looking into the future, it would be so easy. But then you would know. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people would be stoked for this.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Adam Wingard movie to date?
Fuck, dude. I mean, I really, really, really love Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm a huge Zilla fan. And I know that was like super out of his. It was probably like out of his comfort zone. This mega huge blockbuster. But I mean, next to It Follows, The Guest is probably something that will stick with me for years to come. I would say The Guest. I think the guest is super. I mean, obviously, people like us, like we